All right, guys, welcome back to the MVM Show. We are another episode up in here in the mountains. As I was telling you guys, we were camping for a while and got a bunch of friends up here, and it's just we sit around and do this all day, talk around the campfire or table play games, whatever. So today we're just going to bring this up here, and we got lots of people going to chit-chat with us and have a good time. So Josh has been on here before. We did that podcast on, was it coyote hunting, right?
Coyote calling.
Coyote calling. That was actually a pretty popular podcast too. So, but today we're going to talk. Josh duck hunts too. So we're just going to talk a little bit about sweat line. Strauss and Josh have some good stories.
You went this last year? When's the last time you went before that?
The last time I went before this past year, because I took a real long sabbatical,
Well, he was looking for a woman.
Several years.
We got good. You set up your waders while you were away.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
Did they have holes in them when they got back?
I had to buy a new pair. Those were
100%.
community waders.
Yeah, that's how Gani was long. Well, you know what? I don't know if you could have fit in those things.
How Gani was long, Travis? How Gani was long?
Yeah.
Yeah, those waders became the community set, I think. I never saw them again. I know a lot of people.
Literally,
use
you
them.
haven't, huh?
No, I don't know where
Last year we were trying to find them, and nobody knew where they were at.
Yeah.
Dude, they were so shredded by then.
Yeah, I'm sure they were done.
Was that 5 years? 4 years?
That was a long time.
That was at least 4 or 5 years that everybody used them, and I used them 2 or 3 years before that. So those waders had 8 years.
What brand were
use.
those waders?
I bought them from Cabela's. I think they're Cabela's brand. I don't remember specifically.
That was when they were still doing the
return
policy. They had the best policy.
That's pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah.
What was their return policy?
You could take them back with any issues, right? Didn't you do that a few times with the Cabela's waders?
I think I bought a pair of garage sale and sent them back, and they gave me a new pair.
That's dirty.
I'm joking.
That's dirty.
Yeah, right.
I didn't.
I bet he did.
He would. If he didn't, he
didn't.
Eating 3/4 of a hamburger and then returning it for a hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If not more.
A half a bun left. There was a hair in my burger.
Yeah.
So, I got a story about Josh. We went out there, because when I first started duck hunting, nobody would go duck hunting with me. And I had to recruit anybody I could find to go. And so it was, I was dating Tamara, my wife at the time, and so my brother-in-law, Richie, went with us. And Josh, I don't know how old he was,
12.
12, okay.
He remembers this.
And we go out there, and we're sitting there. And we killed some ducks that day. I remember we killed quite a few ducks.
Yeah, we did.
And we're sitting there, and this green-winged teal is coming at us. I mean, just hauling about 2 foot over the water, 3 foot over the water. And I plastered him. And Richie was sitting there, and he was kind of snoozing because he wasn't even hunting. And that duck whacked him right in the head. And we were, close. I mean, we were, this close to each other. We were... I mean, Richie was, in the middle, right here. Josh was right there. We had our guns. We were by these chili clumps. And that bird whacked Richie right in the head.
Our chairs back then were 2x4s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We took a 2x4.
Yeah, we were very inventive. We made
8 or 10-inch 2x4 and made a T.
We didn't have a cart to haul our decoys.
Just shoved it right in the mud and sat on that little 8-inch 2x4.
And it lasted one trip.
And that's what we sat on. And Richie was sitting. I still remember he was sitting on it. We were cold. He was cold. He was all kind of bundled up. His hands underneath him. His head kind of down. And a teal comes screaming right over the top, just over the tops of the tulies. Travis crushed it at close range, and that thing just folded and hit Richie right in the head.
That's hilarious.
Wasn't he?
Imagine if that was a big
old and just
he
shivering.
screamed too.
He had his head down. He screamed.
Yeah.
It hit him hard.
And actually, I have a photo of that day. And I've only killed 2 or 3 redheads in California, and I have that picture. And there's a redhead there. And Josh, it's legal now, but he has I don't know if one of his relatives or something gave it to him. He has his shirt on, has a big marijuana leaf right on the front of it.
Richie's?
No, he did. Josh.
I was 12 years old.
I still have
Danny
it.
gave you
I
that
got it
shirt?
from my Uncle Danny.
Yeah, I still have that picture.
I still have that picture. Yeah, I still got it. Had a big marijuana leaf on it, holding up a string of ducks. I was 12 years old.
Yeah.
But the best that particular trip, I didn't have any waders. Obviously, I was 12 years old, never been duck hunting before, and I said, "Y'all go." I don't.
You didn't have waders?
No, you don't remember?
I don't remember you not having waders.
No, I used yours that day. Your good old trusty pair that leaked like a sieve. So he says, "Oh, I got an extra pair. You can wear these." Okay. So first of all,
I keep this pair especially for new guys.
The newbie break-in pair.
These were the old school neoprenes with neoprene socks. And
Oh yeah, you had to wear your own shoes.
Yeah, and he didn't have the boots, so I just put on
They were
some
stocking
old tennis
foot.
shoes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the stocking
over
foot
'em.
ones. Yeah.
Well, it
Probably
the
2
whole-
steps in, you lost the shoes.
I lost both shoes.
Yeah.
Both shoes got sucked off my feet.
Well, the mud there was so horrible.
Oh,
I
it
mean,
was
you would
terrible.
walk and you literally would be like 2 foot taller.
Yeah. I
That was the worst mud in the world.
Yeah. So I sucked both my shoes off. We got out there, lost both shoes. Well, that was start. And then we get out there, and this time it was winter during this time. Like it was probably December because I remember it being real foggy. It was cold.
Mm-hmm.
It was cold. And I'm sitting out there with my shotgun. We're in the Tules, and here comes some ducks right off the bat. Travis screams, get down, as he normally does.
Mm-hmm.
So I just
Like
dropped.
they can't hear.
I never scream.
Like they can't hear.
Oh, wait a minute.
Ducks don't have ears. They can
Yeah.
only see.
Be quiet. And there's nobody talking.
Yeah.
So actually, before that, let me back up. So
Colton
we always kill birds, though.
Colton wants us to do a podcast.
We always
where
kill
me,
birds.
Talon, and you, and Travis just has to sit there and listen to
And
us
not say
stories telling
anything?
about you, and you don't say a word. And at the end of the podcast, you have a 5-minute rebuttal.
I made you guys what
We're
you
gonna
are.
do it, dude. We're gonna do it.
I
It's
made
gonna
you
be
guys
so
what
fun.
you are.
Oh, you did. I agree. Anyways, okay.
So first of all, my shoes got sucked off.
Oh man.
Then we're walking through there. It's still dark. We hadn't even got to the Tule patch we were going to hunt yet. And I
Did he walk
stopped.
off and leave you like he does?
Well,
to me
he
when I was
he
young?
tried to.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took off like a crackhead, running through the Tules.
You got to beat all the other crackheads out there.
So
That is true.
I stopped and we were talking, and I sunk. My feet sunk in the mud, and when I tried to move again, I couldn't get my feet out. So I face planted. That was the next thing that happened after I sucked my shoes
Freezing
off.
cold.
I face planted, face forward. It's like 5 a.m.
Gun underwater, everything.
The whole thing just poured water all over me. 5 a.m. I'm like, well, this duck hunting thing's not turned out to be so great.
Is that your
Then-
first hunt?
That was my first hunt.
Oh,
Was it?
man.
Yes. Then we get to the Tule patch. Shortly after daylight, some ducks are coming in. Travis says, get down, get down, get down. So I drop down to my waist, my knees in water, and the crotch has a hole in it. And then water just starts sucking through the crotch like a straw.
Josh's eyes got like this.
running down my legs. And I'm just blown away. So my upper half got wet.
And other things got smaller.
BBs.
So my upper half got frosted from falling face forward that morning. Now my lower half's being sieved in the crotch from holes in the waiter. So I lost my shoes, fell face forward in the water, leaky crotch.
And he fell in love with duck hunting though.
We hunted all day or most of the day,
You get
whatever.
anything?
I didn't have, yeah, we killed some ducks that day. I didn't bring any extra clothes. Again, it's my first time. So I froze all day long, then had to wear those clothes home. Is that the same day we stopped at Burger King? in
No, that
Mendota?
was a different day because we were by ourselves. It was just
Wait
you
a
and I.
minute.
That
Wait a
day.
minute. How many years ago was that?
I was 12. 24 years ago. I'm 36.
And he went-
24 years, and look how vividly you can remember every single detail of this day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it
That says
left
something.
an impression. But no, that day we went to Mendota. Richie was there.
No, not the day we stopped at Burger King though, because that was just you and I. Because you were in the front seat of my dad's.
No,
Little
Richie
blue
was there
Toyota.
because I woke up from the nap, and Richie said, gave me the milkshake, and Richie said, don't drink it, dude.
Oh,
I remember
forgot. Did
Richie
you hear
being
this
there.
milkshake story?
He's the one that told me
Who
not to
drank the
drink it.
milkshake? Josh
drink
shake
it,
the
dude?
milkshake?
No, I was going to,
Oh, dude.
and Richie stopped me.
Okay, everybody listening, Travis has a problem.
No, it's not a
Well,
problem.
it is
It's
a problem.
It's just.
It's a problem.
It's
You
just
need to
something
get it
that's-
checked.
It's different.
As soon as he drinks a milkshake,
He's a calf. He
he
regurgitates
fills
his
it
food.
back up.
Yeah, he literally
And Josh,
pukes his milkshake back into the cup after he drinks it. So I believe that was the same trip because Richie was there, and Richie's the only thing that saved me because I was going to drink it.
Well, you fell asleep because
I
we were
fell asleep.
dead dog tired.
We stopped in Burger King, ate, and I fell asleep.
It was vanilla. I remember that.
It was vanilla. And I woke up, and Travis goes, hey, dude, I didn't touch this milkshake. Do you want it? I'm like, oh, sure. Thanks,
It was
buddy.
filled to the brim too.
It was filled to the top.
It's still
Thank you,
cold.
buddy.
yeah, he did that last year when we were coming home, dude. He goes, fill it. I go, I'm not filling. I'm like about to dry heave.
Just
He's all, fill it,
disgusting.
dude. Ice cold. It had been in his stomach for
Disgusting.
5 minutes. Came back up, and it's
Yeah.
still. It's
So,
Thomas had his head on the going,
Oh, it's disgusting.
and he was making me dry heave because he was dry heaving so
It was
bad.
kinda funny,
It's
though.
sick. And I was going to drink it. And I got the cup. I was about to take a drink. And Richie's like, dude, don't drink that milkshake. I'm like,
He's like, why not? Why
He
Thank
not?
goes,
God
because
for
it's
Richie.
been in Travis's stomach. I'm like, what? He goes, dude, he drank it and just regurgitated the whole thing back into the cup. I'm like, what in the world, you know? So yeah, since then, of course, I've seen him do it many times. It's nasty.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that's probably. I don't have a weak stomach
That's
at
the
all.
first time I've ever seen you dry heat like
I
that.
don't. I've smelled a lot of bad
Did you feel how
things.
cold the cup was too?
Yeah,
Like ice cold, like it just came out of the freezer thing.
yeah. I don't have a weak stomach.
That one was
but
strawberry,
I tell you
though.
what,
Oh my
every
goodness.
Josh or Travis sucked down his milkshake in about 2 seconds flat,
Dutch Brothers.
and for some reason he's holding the cup, the empty cup, as we're driving home from Washington. Every 5-10 seconds, all of a sudden you hear like,
Yeah. It's
and
like a
he's
silent.
spitting.
Yeah, it's like a
He's
silent.
spitting this milkshake.
He's
back,
like it's like
and
a
you
soft
can-
serve machine where you
and
just
you
kind
can
of
smell it.
Oh.
You can smell the sound with the smell of the milkshake
well, it's strawberry flavor, so that smells. You know,
in
strawberry.
a small
That was disgusting.
cab.
So that first trip, you fell in the water, got your gun wet, you're
Lost my
soaking wet,
shoes.
you lost your shoes.
Richie got hit in the head with a duck.
Richie got you in there with a flying
Regurgitated
dead
a
duck.
vanilla milkshake.
Almost drank it. Let's see. So how was your second hunt?
You know,
Any better?
I don't.
Probably don't remember.
We
anything
went
after.
quite a bit, though, didn't we?
Oh, we
Yeah,
hunted
we
a
went
lot.
We
yeah.
hunted a lot.
Well,
We
tell us
hunted
how
a
long.
lot.
Okay,
Several
guys.
years.
So you guys listening, we've did a podcast long ago, way early in the podcast about the California public land refuge system and how kind of crazy it is. But tell us a little bit about our line weights. And I never did as long as you guys did. I only did 1 year. But you guys, what day did you guys show up on there? So like if duck season opens on Saturday, it's opening day. This one specific refuge you guys would go out to. Did you go out there on a Wednesday
We
or
never
a Thursday?
put in for reservations. It was
Right.
mail-in back that day.
But it didn't matter at that
Nope.
refuge.
Well, no, because it was first come, first serve, I think, in the refuge line
Yeah.
as well as the sweat line. But we had this bright idea that we were going to get there early and,
Was
get
it Wednesday
a
or
spot.
Thursday?
I think we went out there on a Thursday morning.
And it was hot.
It was
so
105
hot.
blazing
probably,
hot, dude.
105.
It was so
probably.
hot that year. I
Yeah.
hunted without waders.
Well,
I
we hunted in the
literally-
morning.
Wow.
We hunted. Well, tell them what happened before we got in there because we waited, and then we were waiting there. And was it like the day before? And my wife, I don't know how our baby was, but he was little.
Talon or Trent?
I don't know if we had both of them. I think we just
probably
had Trent.
Trent was a baby probably. Before
And,
Talon.
and
was
I
born.
lost the keys to my dad's truck.
Oh, yeah.
So I called my wife, and I don't know how far away that refuge is. What, hour and a half?
Sarah would never.
Hour?
Did Darian do that?
Over an hour.
Did you even
She
ask?
loaded up the baby in the car and drove.
She'd probably do it.
Yeah.
Just because a lot of that don't usually happen very much.
It does
Well,
with Travis.
I lost a
Oh,
lot
it
of stuff
does with
back in the
Travis.
day.
Travis
I'm not as
always
bad
lost
as
his
anymore.
keys.
And
No,
Talon.
you're not.
I lost my hunt
Talon's
license.
picked that up.
He'd lose his
Talon,
wallet.
Talon's carrying the torch for you.
Yeah, but I'm not like that anymore. I don't lose stuff anymore. But anyways, so Tamara drove my keys all the way out there. Did she drive? No.
She drove him out there. So we got out there on
But
Thursday,
wait, no, because remember, okay, so we got out there.
It's major.
and we were
props.
in my dad's Winnebago,
We go in. No, it was me. Remember, it was my dad, me, and you.
and my dad.
And how did we get? We got in there, but we didn't have a truck.
We got to the
because
sweat
no,
line
here it was. We got to the sweat line and we couldn't get in.
because you lost the keys.
Yes, and so Tamara was
Oh,
going
we
to bring the
sat in
keys the
sweat
next
line for
morning,
2
right?
days.
So, but how did me, you, and my dad get out there? We rode, no, that's what we did.
Bitterness.
We rode in with this guy.
Look at
This guy goes. This guy says, "You can ride with us."
That's the trip we got on the back of that guy's Jeep or
yes,
whatever that
because
was, and almost
okay,
killed us.
okay, that was a different one then, because it was me, you, and my dad. We get out there and we lost the keys, and so this guy's like, "You can go in on with me." So he drove us out there, and we're like, we thought it was foggy, I mean, and super foggy. And we're like,
But
oh,
wait, that's not open. That's not the same weekend.
it's not.
No, because that weekend it was me and you and your dad. That guy almost killed
Get your
us.
story straight.
The weekend we sweat lined
Oh,
from
yeah, that's
Thursday to
right,
Saturday,
'cause
we
me-
were in my dad's Winnebago
Yeah,
out
'cause
there
my
with no
dad-
air conditioner.
Yeah,
sitting on
hotter
that
than-
dirt road
It was
for 2
me,
days.
you, your dad, and my dad.
Yep, and it was so hot. I literally took my waders off and just went out there literally
Yeah,
in camo shirt
I mean,
and
you
camo
could
jeans
have went out there with nothing
and
on.
laid in the water.
It was so hot.
It was so
we
blistering hot.
slaughtered the.
We
got
crushed
I
them.
think we got 4 limits.
Oh, we limited.
Yeah.
Everybody limited. Crushed them on the way out. I still
Your dad went duck hunting?
Yeah,
Yeah, my dad grew up duck hunting.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I didn't
he
know
has
that.
some
Duck
cool
and
stories.
geese.
Really?
When he came
Susanville and
up here,
Orville.
Well,
there.
Orville
Dude,
up
all
north.
up in
Really?
God's country.
I did
Yeah.
not know that.
He grew up.
That's
duck
cool.
hunting. So what was funny? Not funny though, but I remember we were walking out that evening, and your dad was loaded down with gear. He had ducks in both hands, his gun.
Yeah, we didn't
everything.
use carts or anything.
Man, no
Mosquitoes.
No.
I look
How
back at the
much
stuff
do you
we
remember
did.
the bag with decoys
With
that would break the
pintails.
back of your calves
bust
and
the
just,
back
yeah,
of your legs,
just
stabbing
pintails
you.
stabbing you
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
back.
And I'm a young kid, man. I mean, I'm not thinking there's a better way to do this.
Right.
But
You're just
looking
doing what your
back,
elder says, a smarter one.
looking back,
Hey,
I'm
I didn't have
like,
anybody to teach me.
we would go
True,
out.
you didn't.
We would go, and we'll get back to this Winnebago story. But we'd go out in Sweatline and sleep all night in his Dodge Stratus in Travis's car.
we
Do
always
you know how
slept there.
big a
Straight up in
Dodge
the seat.
Stratus is?
Dude, why did we always sleep the night before out at the
No
refuge?
idea.
I don't understand
I don't
that.
know. He was
We
the
did it in
leader.
my Purple Hornet.
He started taking us out there.
We did it in my
sleep
car,
all
too.
night in the car. I'm like, why did we do this? Why didn't we just drive out the morning of?
Right. I honestly, looking back, I have no idea why we did that like that. It wasn't getting us in the refuge quicker.
Nope. That
So
was
what
our
about the
fearless
Winnebago?
leader. So coming out that night, I remember poor brother Ted. His arms were loaded with gear. The mosquitoes were so bad.
Yeah.
They killed. They
And they
literally
love my
kill you.
dad. They love my dad.
His brother Ted's face was black, black, and he was moving his face and his tongue, trying to get him off his face so he could walk. And there was literally a black cloud. He's like, Travis. I mean, dude, they were literally devouring his face. And his hands were full, and I just remember thinking that poor man, we're killing him. He couldn't even do
He's a
anything.
blood donor.
Oh, man. They were just literally, I mean, like, raping him for all the blood he had.
Goodness.
It was terrible.
That's horrible. I know, poor
And I
guy.
remember looking, he was tweaking his lips, trying to get him off of his lips. You know, it was just that bad, but we killed the ducks. We killed a lot of ducks.
We
That
did
was a
kill a
good
lot of
hunt.
ducks. Yeah.
That gives
But
me
we
the
sit out
willies,
there
man.
for 2 days on that dirt road
Yeah.
in 90-some degree weather.
Yeah.
And sat there for 2 days.
And not sleeping a lick.
Nope.
How'd you even get that
I
off
don't
of
think-
work? I'm surprised you just take it off or what?
I don't remember what the situation
Or did you
was
make
back
Josh
then.
sit out there and show
No,
up?
we were all
No,
out
we
there.
were out
Yeah.
there.
I can't believe my dad sat there that long.
But then the other
Oh, he hunted that day?
Yeah.
See, I've never got to hunt with your dad.
Me and
Yeah.
him and brother Ted and Travis.
I'd like to get him back out there. That'd be
We
fun.
we hunted that.
That would be
weekend.
hilarious.
But then the other time
No,
we
it'd
went,
be
for
fun.
some
Oh,
reason,
it'd
was
be
me,
awesome.
you, and my dad,
When that guy almost killed us on
and
his
we
truck.
lost the keys or something because we rode into the refuge with somebody.
That's the second time. That's another time you lost the keys.
Yeah.
And we had it's 4 a.m, whatever, 3:30, 4 o'clock. Gates are open. People are rushing in. We have no keys. We can't drive.
Yeah, we're
And
sitting
we're like,
there.
Yeah.
we want to go in. People are just driving by us.
Lying.
You know how it is.
lying.
Travis is tweaking.
And we stopped this guy with
Oh,
like
it
a
has to be.
Tahoe. He had like a Tahoe
I
or
don't
a
know,
Jeep.
but the one guy let us. Remember, we went in first with we rode in somebody, and I thought we were at the right spot. So I said, "Let us out right here." And he's like, "Okay." Well, then I realized we were in the wrong spot, and these other guys were coming by. And we flagged him down, and we're like, "Hey, can we get a ride with you up to the spot?" And they're like, "Oh, well, we don't have room. Climb on the back." And they had some kind of truck with a camper on it, but on the back they had one of those cargo racks,
A little small cargo rack. to
little
put your
small
stuff on.
cargo rack with a camper on. So there's nothing to hang on to.
There's nothing. to hang on
Basically,
to.
just the things that open up the back of the
knobs.
The knobs. So my dad's in the middle, Josh is on one side, and I'm on the other side. We got
with
our guns,
decoy backpacks, big decoy
guns,
backpacks.
Oh my
decoys, and
goodness.
everything. And these guys, they take off like they were NASCAR, enduro guys.
I thought we were gonna fall.
They
off.
were flying down the road, and I
They're
bet you
probably
they
going
were.
40 to 50.
And I bet you they were laughing their
Did you
heads
have
off,
yourself
dude.
escape route? Like, okay, if I fall, I got to roll.
No,
like,
there was nothing to
scared,
do.
dude.
Yeah.
I was
Pelvis
legitimately
was
scared.
pressed against that.
I'm not lying.
that truck.
You left an imprint on the
Dude.
back of that truck.
Probably seen my no telling. I thought we were gonna die, dude. We were flying.
All I know is finally they weren't slowing down. They were hauling. There's people in front of them. There was dust flying everywhere. You couldn't see anything. I didn't know where we were at. Finally, I was like, you know what? We got to get off this ride. And we started yelling at them. I was yelling at the top of my voice, and they kept driving. They couldn't hear us. I mean, they were flying, and we were yelling, hey, stop. We're here. And finally, they let us off. I bet you those guys died
Did
How
laughing.
Cameron
fast do you
bring
think they were
us-
going?
Conservatively.
Legitimately,
Conservatively, they're pushing 50.
I think that's when Tamara brought us the keys
Over
that
40.
time.
Over 40.
Oh,
Over 40 miles
I
an
believe
hour.
it. 100% believe it.
I think
And
that's
we
when
are
Tamara brought us
sucked
the
up
keys.
on a little tiny metal basket
Yeah.
thing they
Yes.
had. We're all three standing on the
One
slope
bad
platform.
bump, dude.
One bad bump.
Did you even have legit, like a literal something to actually
No,
hold on
we had
to?
our hand just laid on like the
Oh
camper
my
shell.
goodness.
And the
just
knob,
pressed up
the
against
knobs
it.
for the camper shell, I was holding on to that as hard as I could.
Yeah.
That little knob to open up his window.
Yeah, those guys are dummies. Driving way too fast.
Yeah,
that
it's
was
supposed to be
another-
like 15 mile
They
an hour
were-
speed limit. And they were just.
They were worried about getting their spot. They didn't care to
Yeah,
lick
they
about
didn't
you
care
guys.
if we fell off or not.
Nah.
Those guys still
You're probably
back
lucky
there?
you got a ride, really.
That's when Tamara brought us the keys because
Mosquitoes are coming out,
She
boys.
brought us the keys in. She brought us the keys that time out there in Mendota when we sat there for 2 days. Because remember, and if she listens to this, she'll be mad at me for bringing this up again. But remember, I always teased her about screaming at you on the phone when I answered the phone.
That's funny.
She thought it was Travis, and I was like, hello?
I can't blame her though.
And she thought I was
I
Travis.
gave her good reason to be furious.
And she was chewing him out pretty good. And then I was all, Tamara, this is Josh. She's like, you got to be kidding me. And then I gave her the phone. Gave the phone to Travis. She's like, why would you let him sit there and listen to that? So then I gave her a hard time for a long time about it.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, she always says, Josh thinks I'm a horrible person.
Yeah. So
We've had a lot of
basically,
good times,
is that
so.
thing still going, Talon? Okay, it's all right. Nobody cares about seeing
So
you.
then I got another story. So it was
we
me.
got one coming up that we're gonna. Your dad, the one you guys came up with. About yeah, you'll see. We'll do that one in a little bit.
So Josh was hunting with it quite a bit.
Tell Colton to come over here.
And back in the day, Talon was a little kid. I mean, he was a little kid, and he go out there duck hunting. And Josh was a snacker. I mean, Josh, if you want,
Oh.
Still
he
is,
stu- he
folks.
stuck
Still
with
is.
his sword
Still
down,
is.
dude.
Still
Nothing's
is.
changed.
Dude, it looked like he was going to like a 98-cent store swap meet. I mean, Josh had
We're talking
so much
fried
food,
okra.
dude. This guy had
Cans of
chicken
Viennese.
Chicken legs,
Chicken. I brought chicken legs out
half
there.
a box
Yeah.
of pizza,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
bring
that
slice
is a
of
good
pizza
snack,
in a
though.
bag. I brought all kinds
cold
of food.
fried chicken.
You know,
is
it's
good
not so
snack.
bad though, because Josh is one of the quietest eaters I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, right.
And so Talon would be always like, Josh, are you going to eat that? And I think Josh get a little aggravated
Oh,
because Talon's a
yeah.
little kid. You know, and like he'd eat Josh out of house and home.
Well, he would always
best.
make fun of me
Uh-huh.
for bringing food.
and then he'd want to eat it.
Talon, no
Talon.
Talon would.
Talon,
would?
yeah.
Talon. Well, you always
Yeah.
Talon was
bringing
just
food.
jealous because he's a chunky little monkey.
And he was a little
back in the
kid,
day.
you know, and I never brought food out there or anything. So one time we were hunting this pond, and I don't know what it was. Fortunately, it was early in the season, it was still warm. And this pond was huge, and Josh takes off walking across, I think, to get a duck, or he's going to the bank or something like that. And
wanna get a
I mean, it was
duck.
only about knee-deep water. All of a sudden, Josh totally disappears. I mean, gone. And all I see is a gun and a hand, like, you know what I'm saying, like a sinkhole. And all I see is his hand and his
Come
gun
hell or
up in
high
the
water. You're doing a Browning like advertisement.
And it was not like a couple seconds. It seemed like he was underwater for like
I
maybe
went completely under.
20
The only
or 30
thing-
seconds
The
to
only
like-
thing out of water was like my wrist up.
yeah,
and I
he
had
was
my
wrist up,
shotgun
and
in
the
my
shotgun was
hand.
above the water, and Josh just disappeared. I'm like, what happened to him? It's
Stepped
like,
off in a hole.
yeah, he stepped off in some hole, like a random hole. About the
Oh
only
my
hole in the whole
gosh.
pond, and he disappeared. That was funny.
Drenched again.
Yeah.
I was always getting drenched.
Fortunately, it was early in the season, and you know, it wasn't that bad.
We had a lot of good experiences though. Me and you duck hunted a lot together actually.
Dude,
Yeah, and then remember
here's
the
the
day
thing.
we hunted-
Those were all horrible at the moment, but now we're saying they're good experiences.
It was a lot of fun.
Because you don't remember just the plain Jane ones. You
No,
always
you remember
the
the
crazy
days.
stuff.
Yeah, the days that had things that
Which
stick
just
out.
proves like the journey is the actual funnest part of it. Because
Mhm.
you can shoot ducks and limits, like you said, we had a good
Yeah.
day. But the funniest part we're laughing at now is the bad.
Yeah, you're not
Sinking down,
If you
falling
look,
down.
we're not here talking about shooting green wings or
Yeah.
mallards or whatever. You're talking about circumstances or things that happened
Yeah,
or the journey leading up to that. You're not even
Yeah.
talking about shooting the ducks.
right.
Yeah.
You're talking about things that happened.
That
up
one time
to
we went
it.
out duck hunting, and I mean, I had a jacket on, but remember that day you and my dad, we went out, and it poured. I mean, torrential.
Mhm.
I mean, I never had it rain that hard in my whole life duck hunting, and I usually I'll hunt no matter what. I went to the
It
truck.
was like a hurricane.
And
Me
they-
and your dad
yeah,
stayed
you
out there.
These guys stayed out there.
Me and your dad stayed out there, and you went to the
and
truck.
they just came from the heavens on that day. Wasn't
Yeah, it
that
was
where
a
they
good
dropped
day.
in there like
it was
crazy?
a good day. I don't remember how many ducks we killed. We killed ducks. I don't remember how many.
I thought you said they were doing super crazy
No,
good.
well, it started raining. There was nothing flying, so I was like, I'm not sitting out there getting drenched. And as soon as I went to the truck, I was like sitting there looking out the window, and ducks just started pouring in on top of them. And I don't know what it was, but I'm like, I'm not going back out there. And I usually never do that.
Do you
Yeah.
remember though that time out at the refuge when it was a crazy day for shovelers and we were out there and those shovelers were locking up?
Oh, from the heavens.
From the dude, they look like specks. And I'm not kidding you.
They were
things
so
would come
high.
over and he'd hit the call, or they'd look down and see the decoys. They were dropping like rocks.
Hundreds of
They're
yards.
making that,
It looked-
hundreds
that sound,
of
that whistling
yards.
It
sound.
looked like you know how hawks
Yeah.
will dive down in the field like on mice and stuff, but there'd be like 10, 15 showers, and they would just
And they just kept coming.
you
Kept
just hear the
coming,
wind.
kept coming.
I mean, it's like they were going so fast they like didn't know how to
I
stop.
love
They're
that
about
sound.
to rip their wings off.
Yeah, that's what it
they're
sounded like.
rolling.
They're
And
probably
just
the loudest duck
one.
that I hear. If you hear them in
Yeah.
groups,
Oh, I love
they're
that sound.
loud
It was
when
just
they
like
come in. Yeah.
Like
and
jets.
they're just like, you know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just warping and
Yeah.
twisting and turning as they fall.
Yeah.
that's crazy.
And it was duck after duck after duck doing that. And I remember, man, that was an insane day. That was a crazy day like that. I'd never hardly seen ducks work like that many.
that was a blast.
Well,
We had a couple good hunts this year. Me and you.
yeah.
This was your first year back after how many years?
Oh, several.
Long
I don't
time.
even know.
You went
Yeah.
3 or 4 times this
Yeah,
last
we
year,
went.
huh?
I
Or
think we
5,
went twice
6?
together.
4,
I think.
5, 6
You went with
times,
your
something.
buddy from PG&E, right? Didn't you?
Yeah, opening weekend I went
Yes.
with him.
And then you went.
I think we went.
He's the
twice.
only guy that
We went a couple
that I
times
know
together.
that's owned an A5 for over 8 or 9 years and shot less than
Less than a case.
2 or 3 boxes through it.
Yeah, you bought the same time I did, didn't you?
Yeah,
like
I think I bought
same
it
year.
shortly after you did because
Yeah.
when you got yours, I really liked it. Then I
Yeah.
went down there and
Yeah.
yeah.
We're getting close to 30 minutes here. What's your plans for this season? You gonna be out there much, or are you gonna be too busy?
I hope to be able to get out there. I mean, everything we got going right now,
The house and
we're remodeling a house and all that stuff, but all that stuff will be done. So I fully plan on being out there. I'm gonna buy some new gear this year. I haven't bought anything. Well, I bought waders last year, but that was
What
about
brand
it.
did you buy?
Just Rogers.
Rogers, yeah.
Just got a pair of Rogers.
Don't you need to
Did
send
you?
those back,
Didn't you? I
though?
was gonna say, didn't you have issues with those?
Yeah.
He only
Not trying
used
to
them like
badmouth
one
one
or
of
two
you guys
times,
if you're
right?
listening here, but
Was I not supposed to say the name?
no.
I don't know.
Travis, you, and Jake,
Jake.
all had issues.
Yeah.
Jake had 2. Sent
Two
one back
sets
and got another
leak,
one.
both of
I
them?
believe so. This last year.
Yeah. I'm gonna buy a new coat and stuff. Maybe a real light waterproof coat or something, or pullover hoodie.
Yeah.
I've been wearing the same coat, man. When did we buy those?
I don't know. I finally gave mine up.
Tiffany wears mine now. I can't even fit into it.
Which one
anymore,
are you
but-
talking about?
It was a Cabela's pullover.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was a nice- dude,
Insulated.
You know what? That coat though, man. I was in some torrential downpours. We also took
Are you
that.
talking about the old duck camo pattern one?
It was a Max
No.
4. It's a Max 4.
Yeah.
But I hunted in a lot of rain in that coat, never got wet. And we went over when we were hunting in northeastern California and over Nevada. I wore it over there in 13 below weather for multiple days and never got cold in that coat. So I got to give it props. It's been a great coat.
Yeah, I still got mine after all those years.
I just can't fit in mine anymore.
Yeah, we've all grown up a little bit.
It's a belly
Grown
shirt.
up and out.
I've grown out. Yeah. So I'll probably buy some new gear and get some nice stuff and maybe upgrade some of my gear and stuff.
Yeah.
I plan on trying to hunt some more.
Every year you got to add a little to it. That's at least what
Yeah, I'll never catch up to you.
And what
guys.
is the
You guys-
phenomenon though, where no matter how much duck stuff you buy, every season you could buy something else?
Easy.
What is that? I don't
It's
understand.
because we like it.
It's called the wants, and yeah, you like it. That's just
Yeah.
all there is
Well,
to
I
it.
think it's a perfecting the game a little bit to a point. You know, sometimes things break down, or you see something that new that comes out that's a little better, or you know,
Yeah.
you realize you could have used something last season, and hopefully you'll do better by using it this season.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. I don't really buy nothing just to buy it. Like, if I don't
Yeah.
think it's going to help me or make my job easier.
Yeah.
Not my job, but
Yeah.
what I'm doing easier.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that car I got, mine broke. So, I mean, I need another one. Now
Yeah.
it's like, man, I can haul a lot more and it's easier.
Uh-huh.
So, I don't know. But we'll get out there on some hunts and have a good time. But thanks for sitting down. We're up here camping, guys. For you that didn't hear the last podcast, we're up here. We've been doing this for, how long have they been coming up here? 50, 60 years?
or more.
More?
Yeah.
My
Your dad was up here
my
when he was a little
dad's-
kid, wasn't he?
My dad's 69. I think he came in when he was like 5.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Here,
Yeah.
right here. So there's some history here, and we're up camping. Got the fires going and tents everywhere. If I can shine around, show you guys everything that they're watching on the channel. But
Long-standing tradition.
yeah, it really is. And there's a lot of people here this year. It's been fun already. But
How many people you think are here? Kids and all?
45, 50,
Or more.
At least.
55? I don't know. What do you think?
Oh, at
let's
least,
see.
dude.
I'd say
100.
Yeah.
You think 100 really?
We'll just start looking at how many kids.
Yeah,
are here.
counting
true.
kids. Counting kids. Oh yeah.
True.
Oh yeah, look how many camp trailers are
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, it's
And then
insane.
you got all the kids.
There's people think we're crazy, but
Yeah.
it's a long-standing tradition. And
Yeah.
as people have kids, it grows. And
There's 12 of us in our little camp right over there.
is there?
Well,
Oh
with
yeah,
us
dude. There
and
might
them.
be every bit
12
of 80
right
or
there.
90.
Oh yeah, I guarantee you.
All right. Well, let's end this. We're almost hitting the 30-minute mark, guys. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode.